Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the ring now from Llanelli, Dean Phillips.
People you know, me and Tim were living houses 20 years ago. What the dealio? Now what the drillio? You from the battle, let me know. Let me feel the sun, let me know your song. Here I come, that's what we when I'm done. We got the radio show like we got it done.
Ladies and gentlemen, 8 rounds international lightweight contest. Introducing to you firstly, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the red and white trunks and weighing in at 9 stone 11 pounds 3 ounces with a 14 fight record, 10 wins, 2 inside the scheduled distance and 4 losses. Coming to the ring is the former Commonwealth lightweight champion from beautiful Nairobi, Kenya. Please welcome Michael Muya. And across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the red trunks trimmed with white and black, weighing in at 9 stone 9 pounds 8 ounces, 18 fight record, 13 wins, 7 inside the scheduled distance and 5 losses. He's from Llanelli. Please welcome Dean Phillips. Timekeeper at the bell is Neil Berda, and referee in charge of the action is Mike Heatherwick, and this is 8 3-minute rounds.
Okay, defend yourself at all times except when I say stop boxing. Shake hands. Best of luck to you both.
The amazing comeback of Dean Phillips, the Welsh lightweight, continues here. He's had 2 wins, 2 good wins too, after 5.5 years out of the business. He's leapfrogged about 30 places up the British rankings into the top 10. He's in the red trunks here, in with the former Commonwealth champion, Michael Muya of Kenya, who's making a return visit here to Bridgend, having lost his Commonwealth title in this ring in a thrilling fight with Kevin Bennett. But a big reach disadvantage here for Phillips, who can whack a bit. He's got a problem or two there, Jim, technically.
Yeah, I think so. The good news is he can afford to take some chances. Muya's not really a puncher. He's scored a couple of stoppages. He's tall, he's rangy, but not a fearsome opponent. So if he has to take some chances to get close, I think he should be able to do that okay.
Looking for body punches, you fancy. Dean Phillips, who's 28. I remember him when he was a 19-year-old prospect. He was in a wonderful fight, one of the best we've ever put on Sky, against Peter Judson, and that was way back in 1996. The fight that's really put him back on the map was a win over the well-ranked Gary Hibbert. Got off the floor to win that in the 5th round. Phillips.
That is a good result, Ted, scoring a stoppage against Hibbert. I like the way he steps in with these punches. There's a good solid look about him.
I think he means business all right on this comeback, and it could be one of the stories of the British boxing year, this, that you're watching. He's from Llanelli, Dean Phillips, trained by his dad, Des, by the way, and calling himself Dynamite these days by the look of things.
He's maybe just taking too long to set himself. He wants to show a little feint, maybe just relax slightly. Just a little bit too predictable at the moment. That's better.
Muya, who's 30 years of age, he's from Nairobi. Gangling sort, as you can see. And very, very nearly rescued that fight against Bennett when he was behind on points. Bennett fighting through a fog, you might remember, in the last couple of rounds. Muya couldn't quite do enough to keep his crown. Well, this is a decent test for Dean Phillips on the way back. Looks like there might have been a cut developing as well around the face of Muya by the right eye.
These are good body shots there from Phillips. Unfortunately, most of them are being blocked, but a good solid-looking punches.
He's setting himself, isn't he, for these shots? And there's a good right hand as well. Looking pretty sharp, Phillips, and will have won that first round.
Just move your bit from his job.
Di Gardner doing the talking in the corner. And there's the damage picked up by Muya. That's a nasty cut, Jim.
It is a nasty cut. Phillips raised the tempo towards the last half minute of the round or so, and that's pretty much what he wants to do. He threw some good left hooks. He didn't notice the heads banging together.
Did you notice they didn't appear to be treating the cut, did they? In the corner, they were just wiping a towel across it, which is fairly extraordinary.
They're still not working at it yet, just as I'm looking in the corner, but some good left hooks from Phillips, so we have to assume that's what caused the cut.
Well, he could have done with a bit more by way of running repairs there, Michael Muya. That won't help. Quite a deep gash by the right eye, and Phillips will make a target of that. He's also had a first round win over Nigel Senior on the comeback run, as Phillips, who went away to do his computer studies, took a little break a long time ago, and it developed into a very long break, but he's obviously refocused himself now.
Muya's still a little bit awkward at the moment. I think Phillips wants to fight in little bursts. At times in the first round was just a little bit too deliberate. Maybe fight and burst and get back out again.
Quite successful with the body punches though, and gets him with a left hook to the head as well, and that cut, unsurprisingly, bearing in mind it had scant treatment between the rounds, begins to seep blood again, and Phillips here getting with some heavy looking hooks as he works in close, and not much by way of a response from Muya, who's not really getting his jab into play, which he needs to do. And these head punches now, Jim, beginning to rock his head around.
Yeah, when Phillips raises the tempo, Muya can't stay with him. So that's what he wants to do, little bursts. And just take a little spell, get his breath back again, then go to work again. But he doesn't want to be trading jabs at long range.
Good right hand, though, from the Kenyan there. Good shot from him. That lifted him a little moment, and it just jolted Phillips momentarily. That was the best shot yet from the former Commonwealth champ from Nairobi. By the way, Muya's lost since he fought Kevin Bennett in Poland, but he's never been stopped yet. Phillips looking very eager, and I think the break has really freshened him up.
That was one left hook to the body that did get through. Good idea, obviously, with a height difference to work to the body.
Not impossible to see Dean Phillips working his way into British title contention as he gets in with another left hook. He's finding Muya quite an easy target. No problem cutting down the range for him, is there?
Again, when the tempo's raised, he's the one who's on top. Muya wants this at long range, but I don't think he has the strength to keep Phillips at bay.
He might look for another one of those big right hands, Muya, who's got a record of 10 wins and 4 defeats. So nothing special, but he did have the Commonwealth Championship for a little while, and he was a Kenyan champion too at light welterweight. Beg your pardon, lightweight, but Phillips continues to dominate.
When you tighten the right arm on top of the left, tighten the left arm to it. Dean, you push him to the ropes again, shove the left up, and right up the cut inside, on the rope.
Well, this Dean Phillips story is a good one, isn't it? It's something a bit different in the business. Coming back after 5 years away. Can you do that, Jim?
Well, I remember Steve Roberts did that. He seemed to get fed up with the game a little bit. It took 2 years off, then come back and carved a nice little career. So it's if your heart's not in the game, then get yourself out of it and come back when your heart is in it. And he's reaping the benefits. He's boxing well tonight. There's the sharpness in his work. Maybe technique at times letting him down, but looking okay.
Third round of this 8-rounder, red trunks. Dean Phillips from Llanelli. Good support for him tonight, and very much a family business boxing with him, with his dad in the corner and his two sisters Patrina and Isha watching in the hall somewhere tonight. And Phillips has done some sparring with them in the past.
I think Muya's been told to try and back Phillips up. He's much more effective when he's coming forward. So Muya having a go at that, but it's offering more target to Phillips now.
Again, the body punches getting in from Phillips. Just has to watch the right hand of the Kenyan as he drops his left glove. But he's got quite quick, fast hands. He looked decent when he was a teenager, Phillips. He didn't really have the man strength then. He probably has got it now at the age of 28. It's good from Muya, a bit better from him. Phillips actually fought against the WBO World Featherweight Champion Colin McMillan in the first phase of his career, and had him on the floor before losing against him too, so he does whack a bit.
A little bit of an improvement in Muya's work now. He's the one who's adapted the tactics, coming up with something different. This is good stuff.
Just trying to raise the tempo a little bit here, Muya. But there's a determination and intensity about Dean Phillips, which is impressive. They're certainly not feeding him a soft opponent here either, are they?
No, it's a good match. They probably feel they don't have time to waste. He's lost 5 years, which could have been his peak years. So they want to find out pretty quickly what his capabilities are going to be. This is a good match.
If he can come through fights like this, it's not totally impossible, is it, to see him fighting in a Welsh derby against Jason Cook.
See, Muya's gum shield has come out.
That's another heavy-looking left as well to the head. And if the referee will call a halt, should do if there's a lull in the action to get that gum shield put back in.
Well, Muya some success in the earlier part of the round, but Phillips coming back and taking control again.
And he's got the heavier shots too.
Yeah, the better quality.
Here we go, that's going to have to be rinsed for a moment, and Muya won't mind the little break. He's still got that, you can see it there, that the cut right eye, which is not getting the treatment it should be getting in the corner. Well, I mentioned that he spars with his sisters, and there they are. That's Isha you're looking at, and Patrina in the background, who was a fighter herself. I think she had a fight with Regina Howback, one of the top European operators. I wonder who came off best in the sparring then.
Yeah, a bit embarrassing if you can't beat your own sister, but I know times are changing. Yeah, some good work in the middle of the round from Muya, but he couldn't sustain it, and Phillips chose a nice time just to put the pedal back down and regain control, finish the round very well. Some of Phillips's punches look dramatic. I don't think he carries quite the power. Sometimes it looks to be carrying. His punches look dramatic, but they don't seem to be having much of an effect so far.
And here's the fourth round. By the way, Phillips's record, 13 wins, 5 defeats. He did lose that thriller with Peter Judson I mentioned earlier. Steve Conway beat him as well, and that was when he left the business for a while, quite a long while. Anthony Maynard another to beat him, so reasonable operators that have got the better of him. Just trying to come on a bit stronger, Muya, as this is going on. It may not be a total formality for Phillips, though he's been pocketing the rounds, we think, so far.
I think Muya realises he should be trying to push Phillips back. Much more effective if he gets his own body weight forward, but it's not easy. He's doing it in short spurts. But Phillips keeps coming back at him.
And we know too, don't we, from that Kevin Bennett fight, that Muya stays the distance pretty well. So he might be pretty effective late on here.
I also think Phillips is not wasting too many punches. I think he's pacing himself fairly well for an 8-rounder.
Right on the inside from Muya. Another one too, as Phillips dropped the left glove. Just working a little harder than he was earlier on, the Kenyan, who didn't turn pro till he was 26. He's 30 now. Muya was supposed to fight David Burke for the Commonwealth title before he actually won it, but there was a mess up over his visa application and the fight never happened. That's good. He set himself well, Phillips, for those left hands. And there he goes to the body. Nice right as well. Muya comes back with something, though, every time. He's a hard man to break.
Yeah, and the fact that Muya can come through Phillips's punches so well suggests to me, as I said a couple of seconds ago, maybe doesn't carry the power. They look full-blooded punches, but they don't seem to be having the effect. Muya's still able to come through them.
This is quite a hard night's work for Phillips, though. He'll have to work to get his victory here. Good right hand from him. Picked the punch quite well, and a nice left hook. That was thrown with good intent. Menacing. This is a good burst, this, from Phillips, and he's picking the punch as well and setting themselves, but Muya is taking them pretty well too.
Yeah, well, that's 5 punches, bang on target, well delivered, and Muya still able to stand his ground and fire back. Beginning to look that this one is going to go the distance.
Yeah, and that cuts worse now, much worse for Muya. But frankly, the corner work for the Kenyan tonight has been lamentable, in all honesty. I mean, where's the cut man?
Yeah, they've just completely ignored. I mean, they could have picked up a cut man over here. There were a couple of guys glad to come along for a couple of quid, but they're just totally ignoring the cut. Some good quality shots, bang on target from Phillips in that round. Landed clean, got his full body weight behind him. So as I said earlier, maybe just not carrying the power that he sometimes looks like he's carrying, because the shots look good. He's turning his shoulders and his hips into the shot. I mean, that one was bang on, didn't budge Muya.
Punches landed so far, Phillips a lot more, nearly double. 5th round of this one. We think Dean Phillips is winning in this latest comeback fight, but not having an easy ride against the ex-Commonwealth champion Michael Muya from Nairobi, Kenya, the Kenyan capital. Difficult for him. There's not too much sparring over there. It's not a boxing hotbed or anything like that. There aren't too many gyms in the Rift Valley or in the Masai Mara.
Nice little uppercut from Phillips, picked that nicely.
Just looks nice and settled at the moment, Phillips. Generally in control of it. It's more economic, isn't he, with his shots as well?
Yeah, he's pacing himself well, and he doesn't mind Muya coming forward. I think he's quite happy to counter punch, as opposed to go chasing the big fellow. When he backs off, he's difficult to pin down.
Going for big, wild haymakers, Muya, but most of the time he's not landing cleanly with them. And there's still enough about Phillips's reflexes for him to either ride the shots or get out of the way completely. And a good solid left hand from Dean Phillips.
This is a good controlled round from Phillips. Just total concentration, hasn't hardly made a single mistake. Just picking Muya off as he comes forward.
Good right hand to the body from the Kenyan. That just took a little out of Phillips. He just took a little gulp of air after that one. Although these are not big concussive shots, as you're saying, Jim, from Phillips, I think they're effective enough, the body punches.
Yep, they're certainly well delivered. I mean, that's a good looking left hook, lovely uppercut. It's just the fact that nothing he does seems to budge Muya, so I think we're looking at a points victory here unless the cut should worsen.
Kenyan has, I repeat, never been stopped. So it would be something if Phillips could do that. That would be another fairly dramatic statement. It's a heavy-looking left hand there, though. This Kenyan isn't going anywhere, is he? He's not going away.
And he's not becoming discouraged either. Struggling to win a round on my card, but still in there firing.
Yeah, he's a tough man. Very gangling. Must be pretty hard for him to get down to anywhere near lightweight with that build.
Well, this is the first time we've seen Muya finish the round stronger. Hope that's not bad news for Mr. Phillips.
There's the body punches landed so far. Phillips has made a target of that area, and according to the computer, has landed 30 times. In fact, Phillips, with his knowledge, could work the computer tonight, couldn't he?
Well, he's putting a lot of thought into his boxing. A good controlled round. Maybe lost his way in the last half minute or so. Just Muya reminding that he's here for the duration, and it's not going to get any easier.
There's his dad, Des, working the corner. Seems to be all the rage these days, doesn't it?
Many years ago, I believe that was banned in British boxing. Relatives in the corner.
These days they're everywhere. Father and son partnerships. They're one of the most famous. Sugar Shane Mosley and his dad, they've just split up. Wasn't working. Sixth round of this, due to go 8. Phillips, we think, in a pretty handy points lead at this stage. And the Kenyan Michael Muya with a badly cut right eye from about the second round on.
Yep, everything for Phillips. Muya's managed to keep a couple of the rounds close. I just always feel he's always been outworked by Phillips. Better quality punching from Phillips too.
And if he's looking for inspiration on comeback stories in boxing, how about George Foreman, who came back to win the world heavyweight title at 45? I think Phillips would be glad, though, just to make some decent money and maybe engineer some kind of championship chance. Keeps on performing like this, the way the business is landscaped these days. That chance might arrive sooner rather than later, because we seem to have more belts than boxers at the moment.
Well, Muya made it tough for Kevin Bennett last time we saw him here, and signs are he could be doing the same for Phillips, because he's still standing his ground, still trying to march forward. And I don't get the feeling this fight's going to get any easier for Phillips the last 2 or 3 rounds.
I bet he's thinking, this is one tough so-and-so I've got in front of me. I'm hitting him with everything. I'm finding all my punches. Keep on whacking away to the body. He's still coming at me. That's another good left hook, and again it just bounces off the chin of the Kenyan. And remarkably, that eye, although it's getting not much treatment, doesn't get any worse.
Well, I wonder if it's in Phillips's mind to start using the ring a bit more and make this easier. I think he feels he wants to put a show on for the fans. He could start coasting a little bit, but to his full credit, he's not doing that. He's continuing to try to do this the hard way. but this is a tough round.
They fast-tracked him a little bit on this comeback. Dean Phillips, that's a nice left hook, and Muya is struggling a little bit there. He was wobbling like a tree in a hurricane for a moment there, and another very heavy-looking left hook. The gum shields come out again from the Kenyan, but the referee will let it go on. Look at this, he's turned it around on Phillips and got him with a good body shot of his own.
Nice defensive boxing from Phillips as well there. He just get his defences in together and come back with a left hook. But again, when the going got a little bit rough, Phillips dug in and came out with some better work.
He's breathing heavily and looks a bit groggy to me. Muya, the cut's worse as well. He looks a mess, and he was tottering back towards the corner to get the gum shield put back in there, and I wonder whether Phillips might be able to stop him, you know, Jim.
Well, that's the closest, that's the biggest impression he's actually made on Muya since the first bell. Another good, hard round.
I'll tell you what, considering everything, 5 years out the ring, only the third fight back, this is a heck of a good performance, you know, I think.
Yep, and against a decent performance, yep. I mean, technically, everything's falling into place for him here. He's boxing well, all the punches are good, the variety is good. It's difficult to say how powerful the shots are because this fella Muya has never been stopped, but they look full-blooded shots and they're certainly well delivered, and that was a little right hand that just seemed to shake him up finally. Left hooks are working well, the body shots are working well. He can't fault his performance, but Muya there looked as though he'd lost control of his legs a little bit.
Yeah, he was falling around the ring for a moment. I think he was glad of that break, and that was a heavy left hook, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's the first real impression that Phillips has made on him. I think that the eye maybe slightly worse than round two, into the second time the gum shield coming out.
Round 7, remember how strongly Muya finished against Kevin Bennett in a Commonwealth lightweight title fight in this ring. Can he do the same over the final 2 sessions here? Or will the comeback story of Dean Phillips gain momentum? Things aren't quite open too in the lightweight division in Britain at the moment. Opportunities could be there for him. He doesn't want to go lazy, honestly, though, Phillips, or start coasting. He can't afford to do that. He's been very workmanlike so far, but forward comes Muya again. He looked ready to go at the end of the last round, but the minute looks to have been long enough.
Well, he's obviously in shape, good natural stamina because he's coming forward again. I mean, Phillips must feel he's well ahead here, so I wonder maybe if he's thinking about taking a little breather. Never a good idea. You don't want the other fella to be finding confidence. A couple of good body shots there.
And a right to the chin as well from Phillips. Nothing he does can quench the spirit of this Kenyan, who is determined to hang on in there and see if something breaks from that cut. Is worse, the gash by the right eye.
Phillips' defences are good as well. I mean, Muya's punches have been blocked or slipped. I mean, we're seeing a good exhibition of boxing all the way around from Phillips. Good left hook again.
And the gum shield again has come out for the 3rd time, I think it is. I'm just trying to remember Dean Phillips the first time he was around, and the honest answer is I can't honestly remember, Jim. I know he was quite good, but it was so long ago.
Yeah, but I can't say I've any memories of him either, Ian. But he certainly hasn't forgotten too much. But this has been a good performance, good controlled boxing, good defensive stuff, good punch picking.
One definite impression I do have is that he looks stronger than when he was just this teenage hopeful coming through. I think sort of Peter Judson that night in that Thriller, as I remember it, kind of old manned him out of it a bit. It's a great fight, that was. Really was. He's giving pretty good value again tonight, Dean Phillips.
Well, he hasn't dropped the pace, but maybe being that he's ahead in points there in our card, he could maybe have coasted a little bit. Has chosen not to do that.
Muya still throwing these big long punches from way out, almost in another postal district, but back comes Phillips, gives him a little bit of a stare, and they touch gloves at the end of the round. There's a high work rate that by Phillips. I think that's what those figures tell us. Slightly better economy rate.
Well, another good round to watch. No lull in the action. Both standing their ground, letting punches go. Maybe for the first time I felt there the quality of Muya's punches maybe slightly better there. But every now and again, Phillips coming back with that left hook. Accurate, solid. There he goes.
Makes you wonder how good this guy Muya might be if he had a more professional setup around him. He was somewhere other than Kenya, where they don't just have a sort of boxing infrastructure.
Yeah, he seems to have the basics. He's a good idea of the game, and he's the one who switched tactics in the middle of the fight when what he was doing wasn't working. So he certainly knows his way around the ring, but maybe just not developing the way he should.
But the hard facts are here that Muya needs a knockout, and he takes another stinging left hand from this eager Welshman who can't miss with that particular shot, and looks as if he's relishing the comeback. He looks like he's enjoying himself in there. Back to the boxing business, and he'd almost forgotten that he was ever a pro, probably. Suddenly picking up the threads. Right hands, though, from Muya.
Yep, good again that he wants to finish on a high. I mean, some boxers, when they know they're well in front, they just want to get the job behind them, pick up the wages and go home, but he wants to please the fans, finish on a high.
There's another left hook. He's found that time and time again, almost as if it was kind of laser controlled. Muya, though, wanting to finish strong himself. He's taken a lot of shots in this fight. Game, he really is. The cut's awful. I don't think that cut would survive too many inspections after this. Lucky it's the last round, really, from Muya. Good left hand from the Kenyan on the back foot in that little exchange. Very watchable fight, this one. And we think Phillips has got a big lead, though. Only referee Mike Heatherwick, who comes from up the valley in Maesteg, will decide.
I tell you, he's got himself into good shape, Phillips, because he has never stopped working here. Putting punches together, never had a lazy round.
Good solid performance, this, from Dean Phillips. It's good to see him back. And no sign of Muya getting the knockout he needs, on the contrary. Well, this can only do Dean Phillips good. More rounds in the bank, and a probable victory as well.
Well, a former Commonwealth champion scalp on your belt is not too bad, especially when maybe time is not on your side and they were wondering if they can move him on quickly. Looks like they can.
Well, he was active and dangerous right to the last foul. Muya, but Dean Phillips continues his successful comeback, and he's storming up the rankings. His sisters, who've done all that sparring with him, loved it as well. The family are here, his mates are in the crowd, and it's quite a story.
Yep, that was an excellent performance. As I said earlier, never a lazy round. Good punch-picking variety. Obviously in the best of shape, but we'll look forward to seeing him again.
This is what the computer says, and it shows that it was Phillips' work rate that did it for him. The economy was about the same, but look how many punches Phillips threw and landed compared to Muya. It's a very good win for Dean Phillips.
Ladies and gentlemen, rightly so, the referee Mike Heatherwick has asked me to ask you to show your appreciation one more time. That was 8 competitive rounds of boxing, and both boxers deserve another round of applause. The scorecard reads for Muya 75 points and for Phillips 78 points. Your winner from Carnethy, Dean Phillips. Let's show our appreciation for our visitor from Nairobi, Kenya, Michael Muya.
5 rounds to 2 with 1 even was how the referee saw it for Dean Phillips.
One, two, three, four, five. Well, Dean, the first time you've gone 8 rounds since 1996. How did that feel?
Yeah, well, I've been off for 5 years, so, you know, obviously a little bit struggle towards the later rounds, but I felt good towards the end. I felt coming on strong, and, you know, towards the 7th and 8th round, I felt my second win coming on.
You've had a good couple of stoppage wins on the comeback trail, but this man was intent on pushing you the distance. Tough, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's very tough. I caught him with a few good shots there from the first round onwards. You know, and he, you know, fair play to him, he kept in there. I mean, you know, he's got a good jaw, that boy.
Did you feel you were in control and you were also controlling the stamina throughout?
Yes, definitely. As I say, I felt all right coming in the 7th and 8th round. I felt my second win coming on. So, you know, I'm ready to move up now to championship level.
It's a fabulous story. Do you think you can go all the way to a title fight, and how soon?
Well, yeah, you know, judging by the performances that I've had so far, I mean, I've only had 3 fights back into it after 5.5 years off. He was the ex-Commonwealth champion, so obviously you can see where I can go from there, you know.
Good scalp to have, but when will you have a title fight?
Well, the sooner the better, you know.
Well, we hope it will be soon.
Obviously, you know, I want to get more rounds under my belt, hopefully possibly another 10 rounder before challenging for the title. But, you know, I'm ready.
So, good comeback. Well done, Dean. Thanks, guys.